Can you hear me again, Ken?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep. Did you get logged out too?
Yeah, I did. I got kicked out. Yeah. So they reset. Looks like they're resetting it, but
Yeah.
I still don't hear anything from them or see them on the screen. Oh, okay. Gallery.
There you go.
There we go. They got it. The bell swings for you.
See us now?
30 cups in it. Figure it out.
The same idea?
No. If that owl spins 360 degrees, you know that closer up to where the screen is?
Same idea, somebody used whatever. Yeah.
You tried to.
I didn't know that. We know he's knocking over the cords.
Oh, yeah.
Else.
Far as that goes.
Yeah, it's just.
Which is it this here?
Hey, Ken, do you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
I can hear too.
We just don't see anybody. We just see the logo, but it doesn't matter.
I'd be screwing with you guys.
Can you hear us, Matt?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, don't touch it.
Okay. We just don't see you. We just see the logo, but that's okay.
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 Okay, we're gonna call this meeting to order. It's about 9 minutes after 6. Per ORS 192.610 to 192.690. And per ORS 192.650, this meeting is being recorded. Let's do the invocation. Mighty Heavenly Father, we gather here today to ask for your presence here at this meeting to guide and direct us as we do the work of the district and give us wisdom and discernment as we conduct this business. We thank you for this crew that has set up and prepared this meeting for us, for our firefighters that do the work every day, day in and day out. We just ask for your peace and protection on this district and our community. We thank you in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Flag salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Flo Miller. Here. Matt Day.
Here.
Ken Oliver.
Here.
And I'm here, Matthew Silva.
Here.
Okay. Are there any changes to the agenda?
I have one. Remove B2, part-time inspector.
Move B2.
I have one thing. When we get to B1, I've got something to say about conflict of interest before we pay the bills.
Okay. So consent agenda, we need a motion to accept and approve the October 15th, 2024 meeting minutes and approve bills to be paid as presented.
Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I was at the OFDDA conference, they had the ethics lady there from the state. And based on anybody on the board that may or may not have a conflict of interest, they need to declare that before we were to move forward with paying bills. If this affects me with with my son-in-law, Nick, who does work for the fire department, affects John with Shirley. I don't think we have anybody else on the board that it affects, but before we go to pay the bills, I'm like right now, I'm going to say I do have a conflict of interest on the bills. I'm receiving a check from the fire district for reimbursement for the OFDDA conference. And so I believe that if I declare that, I can still vote. I've just declared that I have a conflict of interest or a possible conflict of interest.
Matt Day would have a conflict too, because we,
Our connects.
are connected with that.
Yeah, and it just
So-
as long as I mean, I encourage every board member to read the list of bills to make sure that none of us have a conflict, or if we do, we need to do what I just did. Make sure they declare it, whether a possible conflict of interest or an actual conflict of interest. And then we should be good to go to pay the bills.
Well, then I'll declare it every month
Yes.
as
Yeah.
a potential conflict of interest with the Reliance Connects bills and the day wireless bills for the fire district.
You bet.
Good, yeah, it's that particular bill, if it reflects to you, yes.
Yeah, I think as long as I declare it and Matt declares it, that actual bill, I'm getting reimbursed. Matt's getting, his company is getting paid for that bill. We can all still vote yes or no on paying the bills, but we don't have to say, hey, I'm abstaining from voting on that particular bill. By us already declaring it before we do it, I think that covers it.
Also, I think it's good practice that I don't sign checks that are wrote out to Reliance
Nope.
Connects or to any wireless either.
Correct. Yeah. I can't sign my own check.
Okay. And
We
feel
talked
free if I forget next month, because it's going to be every month.
Yeah.
Everybody on the board, please remind me.
Yes.
I will
You
not
bet.
take it. I will not take offense to it.
We could put a line item above paying the bills to just have that in there every month for each board member to read that and go, oh yeah, I better check the bills and make sure.
Yeah.
John Bresco used to do it all the time when his bill come up for fuel.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Ken. So I need a motion to accept and approve the October 15th, 2024 meeting minutes and approve the bills to be paid as presented.
I make a motion that we adopt the consent agenda as presented to us.
I second it.
Is there any comments on the bills or this motion? Other than what Ken and Matt told me? No? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Yeah.
Motion passes 100%. Okay,
Hey, John.
Yeah.
John, real quick, just another little note on the conference. I'm trying to remember how to word it. So we have been approving the minutes, correct?
yes,
Okay, so we should change that to accepting the minutes rather than approving them. Because if
you know,
we're,
because we used to do that in the past, and you're
Okay.
right.
all right, so let's change the wording. Let's change the wording in the agenda to reflect accepting the board minutes from last month instead of approving them. That was something that was brought up at the conference also.
Yeah, that's a good point. We come back from Clackamas, we forgot about that, but you don't have to vote on the minutes, you just accept them, yes.
You just accept them because they may or may not be 100% correct based on somebody transcribing while we're doing the minutes. But, you know, if we all understand the intent or whatever, that we're accepting them, we're not approving them.
It does say accept and approve.
That if we want to leave it that way, or do we want to just use the word accept?
We can take the approve out from now on.
Okay.
We do have to approve the bills, of course, and vote on
Certainly.
them.
Yeah, certainly.
Thanks for bringing that up, because I forgot about that, so. Okay, then we'll go to B3, board policy, paid time off buyback. Has everybody read that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have a motion to accept?
I make a motion that we accept the PTO buyback as drafted.
I second it.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Is there any more comments on this that anybody wants to bring up? Okay, we'll do a roll call vote. Ken,
Yes.
Matt,
Yes.
Matthew,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. The motion passes the board policy PTO buyback.
Hey, Chief,
Okay.
hey, Chief, real quick.
Yeah.
I told Tony to take time off when I talked to him last week. Okay.
Yeah, we've been saying it, but I think he's falling on deaf ears.
One thing I'd bring up right now, what's going on, there's a lot of interruption. According to, God, I forgot what I was gonna say. The book that we have, parliamentary procedure. Instead of speaking up, you're supposed to raise your hand or approach the president. And that way it keeps everything going smoothly without interruptions. So let's kind of keep that in mind, if that's okay with everybody.
You bet.
Okay, B4 strategic plan, we're gonna select a vendor tonight, and Chief, would you take that over?
Yeah, just a second, and let's read on the.
Okay, no problem.
EIT, Fitch, and ESCI.
So, yeah, we had three vendors, bid for it. We had, Mission CIT, they came back at $60,900, which I think is way too much.
Yep.
And then you had ESCI, and then you had Fitch and Associates. ESCI was 19,197. Fitch and Associates was 24,995. I think either one would probably do a good job for us. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are after you read through them.
The one that's a little bit more expensive is they're new to the SDK fire, whereas the other company's been involved with the whole merger, recommending it to the board and all that. I say get
No,
fresh
throw
on.
that one away.
Yeah.
Throw that one away, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Another thing I noticed in their Fitch, it's inclusive. Travel, all that stuff was all included in that 24,000. I didn't see anything in ESCI for any of that. So whether they're gonna charge more or not, I don't
No,
know.
that is in there. Travel's included in that.
It
So the
is, okay,
is.
okay.
99 is all inclusive as well, but I think they included something in there that if they have to travel more, then.
I go back to ESCI with what they did with Clackamas, the numbers are the numbers, the facts are the facts. And they miscued that so bad to Clackamas's side, I have no trust in them.
I would agree with you.
Okay.
And I believe that we are a new fire department. We need some new blood looking at us.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
My question was, and it looks like it was different presentations, but everything's equal in the bid, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think so. I mean,
Expensive, I didn't care for as much. I mean, they're more expensive, but it was almost like they'd already plotted our course.
Yes.
You know, they didn't,
Well, it's all kind of boilerplate. But the thing that, the one was more expensive that I remember reading was it starts January and it ends August.
Yeah, it was a pretty bad.
Yeah, that was a long time.
Yeah, I
which
think
one are you
these-
talking about?
That's,
Mission CIT.
yeah, Mission CIT.
Oh, the one we're not even looking at. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Never mind. I didn't even look at it. Sorry.
That Mission CIG, that was the low bid, wasn't it?
No,
No, that was the highest.
Way
60.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That was
they're 3 times as much.
I got sticker shock and I wasn't interested. So
CI.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I couldn't remember.
One thing I noticed looking at Fitch and Associates, they gave some references as to other fire departments they've worked with in the past and recently. ESEI didn't put anything in there like that.
Well, it looks like that Fitch does more than just fire departments also.
They do, yeah, yeah.
So
Well, so does ESEI.
ESCI does, okay.
Yeah.
They do other things also, yeah. They think they're all that way.
In my personal opinion, they're all comparable. As far as meeting the requirements that we want. So myself, I would go with a low bid. That's what I've been thinking.
No, that's the one that did that junky merger thing with Clackamas and said we
Was that
were.
with them? I thought
Yeah,
it was-
ESCI did that.
Oh, I thought it was that.
And they did our last strategic plan also 8 years
Yeah,
ago.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yep,
That's right.
yep. So
So associates would be mine.
Yep,
need a motion?
we have to have John call for it first.
Okay.
So,
Don't get ahead of us now. Are you an hour ahead of us?
No, I'm north of LA, so I'm on
Oh.
Pacific time. So yeah.
what's that other company's name?
Fitch.
That's the 24,000.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna need a motion then on, the Fitch company, for doing our, evaluation.
I make a motion that we go with Fitch for our strategic plan.
I would second that.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Is there any more comments on this? Anybody have any more input?
Just glad we're getting it done.
Yes.
It's time.
It's time. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'll call for the vote. Matthew Silva,
Yes,
Paul,
Yes.
Matt Day,
Yes.
and Ken,
Yes.
and I'm a yes, so motion carries. I'm just gonna start, chief, as soon as you let them know, or,
Well, yeah, I need to contact them. We'll have to sign an agreement, and then move forward, probably after the first of the year.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And it'll be a matter of scheduling time and what their schedule looks like and all the rest of that, so, yeah.
Okay. We'll move down to item 7, staff committee reports, chief report.
We had 126 incidents in October, or 1,364 as of October 31st. And with that, I will turn it over to Chief Smith for the operations side of things.
All right. Speak a little louder tonight. So last month we finished our hose and ladder testing and did better than last year. We didn't lose any hose and our ladders are still in service. We didn't have to do any repairs. That was pretty steady. I'm trying to work through some preventive maintenance and some repairs of fire trucks. Engine 331, last week was at Premier Truck and for pass-free oil leaks that we had to take care of. I was told midweek this week is when it's supposed to be done. Our oldest engine, 332, is getting a primer on it and some preventative maintenance, oil change, things like that. Our brush rig is down in Medford at Cascade Fire. It had a pretty extensive abuse to it. And it was just better for them to just take the vehicle and go to their shop and fix it up right. It had a broken camera. Cameras don't work. The pump was leaking. The steps were just falling apart. So it needed to go in. I haven't got an ETA on that yet. let's see here. We kind of stocked up on EMS supplies because of the labor strike, on the ports and the hurricanes, but nothing really came to fruition about that, so I think we're okay. Crew's looking at a couple of video laryngoscopes. Clackamas County EMS is purchasing for the county new video laryngoscopes, and we're evaluating different models. And with that, that's about all I got.
And we use those in Portland. Video laryngoscope.
You know what brand?
I can find out for you.
We're looking at live scopes right now.
It took time to get used to, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
cause I've been doing it with the old laryngoscope and now you get the camera, you can see more and you can manipulate more, but you get used to it. So
Yeah.
after like the second innovation, third, I got used to it. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, guys,
Any
Do you-
questions?
hopefully our voting's all done. Do you mind if I jump off? We're having some corporate issues on our network, and I got to jump on a conference call with some of our guys. Are you okay with me jumping off?
Yeah, we still got perform here. Thank you for,
Thanks, Matt.
All right, thank you, guys.
okay,
All right.
Have a good trip.
next we'll go to financial reports.
I'm not done.
Oh. Went to chief, Joe.
We're still, we're jumping back into prevention, so,
Okay,
fire marshal.
oh, that wasn't on my agenda here.
Well, I'm going through them because you're here, so.
Okay,
Angel, put together some fire marshal statistics with the spreadsheet in the packet. Looks like this for you guys. It's in the beginning of the packet. So you'll be able to see that.
did, okay.
Yeah. So plan reviews, there were 4 done for the county, 11 for the city, 0.6 inspections done this month, along with multiple code research and different consults. And then we did different football EMS standbys. We hosted the Escada Chamber of Commerce and attended Piggy Crawl downtown.
That was a big success.
That was fun. It was a little wet. We had a good time with Bill.
Anything else? Good?
Good, probably. It's good. Busy but good.
Fire season 2024 ended October 16th. Definitely went long this year. We participated in 12 mobilizations for large fires this summer. And expected reimbursement from the state fire marshal's office for the fire season is $311,000 and change. So we definitely brought in some money this year. The reimbursement packets are all submitted and this money's starting to roll in. So we'll be seeing more of that between now and the first of the year. And other than that, unless anybody's got any other questions about the chief's report.
Chief, is there I'm sure you probably do, a way to break down, if we brought in $311,000 in income, how much should we spend to get that?
Direct reimbursement, right? So all of it.
Yeah, it is. But if we could break it down and see what
Is that-
expense there would have been that we wouldn't have otherwise incurred. There could be something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's, it's not like it's free money. We had to spend some money to get it, and I'd be curious to see.
Well, yes and no, because the vehicles are getting paid by the hour once they leave. So
Right.
whether they're sitting here or sitting there, and then payroll, that's all reimbursement. So I mean, there's money we would have spent, but we got back. So
So that's dollar for dollar, the reimbursement on that. So what we really make is on the apparatus being owned.
Which
Yes
we
and no.
reinvest into the apparatus,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yes and no, because you save on the payroll money you would have spent otherwise, but you're getting that money back now, so.
But then we also
effectively you
have
paid that money.
overtime. And then also we don't get reimbursed for vacation time or medical on that either though.
Well, there's no vacation time, that's not gonna be in there, but
Well, no, what I mean is if
the
Christian goes out, he gets vacation time while he's still out, so we get
you mean
reimbursed.
the accrual,
Yeah,
so it's a total roll-up package, and Nikki can tell you more details
Okay.
about that.
There's an actual calculator at the bottom of the reimbursement forms and it fills in, and I can say how much we contribute to PERS and how much we contribute to Social Security.
Okay.
And it fills it all in and then it rounds it up. So their hourly rate that we're getting reimbursed is quite a bit different than what their actual hourly rate is
okay.
in the grader.
So another question I have is to Joe, the damage or the work that's being done on the brush rig, is any of that attributed to being on a conflagration?
No, it's wear and tear that's normal. Like the steps that I'm replacing, the company's replacing them for free because they were a Zyco product that they installed and bought from another company. And they fell apart on everybody's, conflag or no conflag. So they're making their own steps and like, yeah, just bring it in and we'll replace them for free.
Oh, I see. Okay. Warranty deal. Sounds like.
There was a mechanical repair that the state repaired on site that Christian was on. That didn't come through us. I think we got reimbursed for a credit card bill of $90 or something like that.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I know it's a good thing for us to go on conflagrations, but I was just curious how much it costs us to go on them, you know?
Yeah.
I tend to agree, Ken, we get reimbursed okay, but there's wear and tear on the vehicles that we wouldn't otherwise have, so.
But
Yeah.
the way I look at this is the taxpayer paid for our 3, our 6 and our tender. And then we get the charge when it goes back out, so,
That's a good point.
Yeah, the state
yeah,
got
that,
those for us, and now
that's-
we're turning around and we're
yeah,
getting charged
that-
for it, so
yeah.
yeah, there's no loss on
that
our.
seems a little odd to me, but anyway, it's a double dip in my
It's a
opinion.
double dipping is what it is.
Taxpayers kind of getting hosed here.
It's the government.
And it wasn't only Oregon, it was the whole United.
Oh, I know.
That pitched in on this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just thought I'd throw that out there. Anything else?
No.
Anybody have any questions for the chief or Joe anymore?
Nope.
Okay, we'll move on to the financial report. Nicole?
The only update I have to add to what is already submitted here is that I spoke with Peter yesterday. He is scheduled to review our financials. They are done and completed. They're just waiting for his final review and approval. He's scheduled to review them before the end of November, and then we'll reach out to schedule to see us in December.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody have any questions for the finance officer?
Amazing.
Any public comments? Didn't see anybody there. Doesn't appear any public comments, so let's move to board comments. And Ken, I understand you wanted to comment on the conference?
I think I'll wait till December when I'm there. I think it'd be a lot easier instead of doing this on Zoom.
Okay. Anybody else have any board comments? We'll move on to correspondence then, and I think that's on the back page of the board packet there. Is there anything other than that? Next regular board of directors meeting will be held on December 17th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Anything else? Let's adjourn the meeting at,
Good night, everybody.
6:37.
6:37, there it is.
I didn't know that we sent anybody to Battle Mountain Compounds.
I couldn't tell you which one.